This is the Jezreel Valley. The Jezreel Valley will continue going through those two mountain peaks over there. You see that? Going straight. You okay? I'm trying to find a way.
It's only water.
Actually, from here you can see the width of Israel. There's the Mediterranean. And right through those two peaks that you're seeing at the end of that valley, although it's hazy today, there will be another mountain range there. That's already on the other side of the Jordan River, and those hills will be called the hills of Gilead. So you can basically see the whole width of Israel from standing here. Okay, Jezreel Valley, as you're looking at it. Just below us, take a look at the road. You can see just above the road what looks like a meandering green line. That is the Brook Kishon. That's also mentioned in Scripture in 1 Kings 18. Okay? That's the Kishon, right down over there. Alright? The town of Jezreel would be in that direction as well. These rolling hills going down towards the south is the beginnings of Samaria. Okay? Now, you see that hill over there? That high ridge right on top is Mount Gilboa. At the foot of Mount Gilboa is Ein Harod, or Gideon Spring. Right, and we'll be going there as well. Just opposite Gideon Spring, there's another hill. Okay? The hill of Moreh, which is also mentioned in the book of Judges when we talk about Gideon. Alright, that's where the Midianite army was. You see right across the valley. But we're looking now towards the east. North is that way. Okay? So, the Jezreel Valley would go this way, towards the east. That's why it's very, very strategic. Any army coming down from the north would have to come through this valley. Any army coming up from the south will have to come through this valley. That's why we had two city fortresses guarding this valley. Megiddo, which is just over there, will be there after lunch, and Beit Shan at the other end. Okay, so again, that's Mount Gilboa, the hill of Moreh. Just on the other side of the hill of Moreh is a town which went by the name of Endor. Remember when King Saul stopped off and spoke to the witch of Endor? It seems kind of strange that whenever you see movies or read a book that talks about witches, the witch's name is always Endora. Okay. Up there, on that ridge over there, you can see a town nestled on top. That is the city of Nazareth. Just there on top. Obviously, it's not the same size that it was during the time of Christ. During the time of Christ, it was probably about 80 people. Today, it's 140,000. Okay, in the distance, which we'll get also closer to, you can see a perfectly rounded hill. Can you see that? All the way beyond over there?
Yep.
That's Mount Tabor. We'll be near there as well. This town right below us over here goes by the name of Yokneam. Usually when you see an Israeli town, it retains the name of an ancient site which existed there biblically. Take a look just to the left of the town, we can see a tell. You see that? A tell is a mound of earth. Everyone sees that tell over there? Whenever you see a tell, you know that there's an ancient city underneath it. That is the ancient city of Yokneam, mentioned in Scripture twice, and was one of the cities that was destroyed to its foundation by Joshua during the conquest of Canaan. You can see they already started to excavate in the northern corner right there. If they ever find the time and the means to do so, then perhaps they'll excavate a little bit more. But that is the ancient city of Yokneam right there. So you can see New Yokneam has retained the name of the ancient site right there. So how does the site become that way, like a mound of earth? So some of you guys live in Texas, correct? Anyone live near a dusty area? Almost like a desert type area? Anyone? No, that's more in the Dallas area, right? Like Fort Worth or something? I don't know. Anyway, if you live near a dusty area, you can do an experiment. Buy yourself a box of Lincoln Logs. Do they still sell them? Are they still made of wood, or do they have plastic? Wood. Okay. Build a little square house, if you would, right outside your door if you live in a dusty, and just leave it. After a couple of weeks, you're going to see dust start to creep up on the sides. After about a month or two, maybe one of the walls would have fell down, and all that dust and sand is creeping inside. After a year, you're going to have a mound of earth. That's 3,000 years. Okay? That mound right there below it, that mound of earth. Yeah. That's the city. That's a 3,000-year-old city, the city of Yokneam. Right there. Okay? You got the picture?
Right.
Now, being that this place is so strategic and also mentioned all through Scripture, there was a man that was here just about 220 years ago and stood just about where we are in this area, and he looked down into this valley, and he said to all the people that were following him, he says, if I ever had to fight a battle, this would be the perfect battlefield. Who said that? Napoleon! That's right, Napoleon was here fighting the Turks. And he looked down into this valley and he saw its strategic significance. That you can fit an army of 1 million in there. Alright? So this is it. We're now standing upon the roof of a Carmelite monastery. The Carmelites are a part of the Franciscan order. Being that we're on top of Mount Carmel, they call themselves Carmelites. They've been around for about 200 years. This building's been here about maybe 150 years. Okay? Anybody have any questions? Haifa Bay is that direction. Yes. No, there's also a couple of monks. But it's part of the Franciscan order.
Is that a military airfield?
It sure is. That's the Air Force Base.
Air Force Base.
Yes.
Can you give us the direction on that Air Force? Sure.
Okay, the runway. There's my daughter running across that. Oh my God. My daughter's on that base.
Is she really on this base?
Okay, any other questions?
I heard you say you get a view of all of it.
Well, again, if you're standing up here, had it not been so hazy, right through that valley you can see another range of hills that's already on the Jordanian side. Okay? And here's the Mediterranean, so here's the width of Israel.
Ah.
Okay?
I see.
Right,
Yeah.
and this is where Elijah thought we were thinking?
For sure. Mount Carmel, looking down into the Kishon Brook, overlooking the Jezreel Valley, this is the place.
This is Kishon Brook one.
That meandering, it'll get a little bit wider like a river going into Haifa Bay. But that's the Kishon Brook right there, just above the road.
And this is where Elijah was.
I don't know where the source of the water is, but I can just see that it's moving along.
This valley runs all the way to